continuing our review of area and perimeter, we're going to work on rectangles. So as a reminder, area is the amount of space inside the shape's outline, so it's how many little squares fit on the inside. Perimeter is going around the outside of the shape, and so you could pretend you've got somebody walking around all the outside lines. So when I'm looking at finding the area, so when I look here, I see that this side length is 6 centimeters because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little lines or squares here. And that really means I've got 6 rows, right? That first row and this second row and a third row and so on. And each row in this case has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 squares. So that's our 15 centimeters here. And so if you think about the area is going to be 6 centimeters times 15 centimeters, and in total that gives us 90 centimeters, and because it's an area, centimeters squared. And again, remember, centimeters squared referring to this little square is a 1 by 1 centimeter square, and there would be 90 of them filling up the inside of that shape. Now, with our rectangles, we do often refer to this 15, we call this measurement the length, and we call the 6, this is what we would refer to as the width. So you will often see the formula for a rectangle for its area being the length times the width. Now, I want to give you an alternate way of looking at it because it will help us as we move into some different shapes. Instead of thinking of it as the length, I'm just going to call it the base. So I'm thinking like going along the bottom is the base. And then meeting at a 90-degree angle here with the width, but instead of calling it the width, I'm going to call it the height. And again, that's just because as we move into some different shapes, having that common language will help us. Okay, for perimeter, I'm going to pretend I'm starting in this corner, and I'm going to walk along the width, which was 6, and then the length, which is 15, and then the width again, which is 6, and the length again, which is 15. So really, when I'm finding the perimeter is the 6 plus a 15 plus the 6 again plus the 15. I've walked around all 4 sides of the rectangle. 6 plus 15 is 21, plus 6 is 27, plus 15 more is 42 centimeters. And again, because that is side lengths, it stays as centimeters versus an area, which is talking about centimeters squared, those little squares that fill up the area of the entire shape. Now you might see this as a simplification for the formula of a rectangle. You'll notice that I had the length, which was 15, I had that 2 times, and I had the width 2 times. And so what you might often see is you might see 2 times the length plus 2 times the width, and sometimes they even simplify that or factor it differently, and they say 2 times the length plus the width. Both of those are different ways, but equivalent ways of writing the perimeter. Are they really necessary for our purposes? No, just think of somebody walking around all the outsides. We don't really need to simplify it much further than that. That's rectangles.